gals. Today, actually, we're going to talk about something that I've been meaning to do a video on for a little while now, and that is piloting. Now, piloting in STO is not just spinning in circles, contrary to popular belief. Piloting in STO means a lot of different things. It means the activation of your bridge officer abilities, your captain abilities, pretty much anything here on your tray. It means not disturbing your fire cycle. And yes, it does mean actually flying your ship, putting it in the correct position, anticipating where you need to go next and how to get there fastest. All those different things come together is what we mean when we say piloting. A lot of people who want to get into damage, they're trying to get better numbers. They'll ask me, what kind of ship do I need? What weapon should I run? What traits? All those things are important, absolutely. Everything comes together to make these builds what they are. But the biggest thing I always tell people is the piloting. That is why you can sometimes see somebody in an all-gold build with all this beautiful stuff on it, and somebody could run a build with more mission reward gear, maybe what you'd call a budget build, and can get the same kind of numbers, if not better, out of it, is because maybe they've been playing longer, they're better pilots, they put more time into the game, and they just have a better feel for it. So piloting is not just flying, that's part of it, but it's a lot of the different things. So as you'll see here, we have our tactical abilities over here on my right side. Now, I use a keybind, which means I hit one button and it puts off all these different abilities in order. Some people don't. That means they're going to click them when they need them. That's fine. I find keybinds make it way easier. Some people put all their keybinds on spacebar, which is where you've heard the terms spam spacebar and get good. Well, yeah, if you put on spacebar, that's great. I don't like putting on spacebar because when I first started really getting into this and was watching different videos and talking to different people, the people who helped me, one of them was watching Ryan STO's videos, and one of the big things he stressed was fire cycle, and that if fire all weapons, which is the basic command that is on spacebar, if that's still what fires all weapons is spacebar, and you have all your other abilities there, every time you hit it, you're kind of refreshing your firing cycle. So you could break it, and obviously, if you've seen the way your weapons kind of fire, how they reload and then they fire, that's your cycle, you see the cooldown. All of them should be firing in unison. If you kind of hit an ability when it's reloading, not when it's firing, you could see that some may fire, some won't, and then all of a sudden your cycle looks a little weird. So I like to put my keybinds on the F key. Any key works, I mean, it's just about comfort. What works for you? F works for me. So we'll look at fire at will here. We'll look at our beam regular right here. So our beam is going to do 1600 DPS. So we hit fire at will. We look at that same beam. It's not telling us DPS at this point, but okay. So it's going to do 1800 disruptor damage. So we'll keep that in mind. We'll wait for it to come back. We'll wait for fire at will to come back up, and we'll buff all of those buffs beforehand. Tactical team, beta, emergency power to weapons. Those are what we want up for our entire fire at will duration, because that means it's going to be really buffed up there. So that's what we're really looking for. So I'm going to hit F. Here goes tactical team, beta, emergency power to weapons, and fire at will damage. Now we're looking at that beam, and it's now 2100. So obviously, having all those buffs, having all those abilities activated for the complete duration of fire at will, means our fire at will is hitting harder. So that's a lot of what we're talking about in that sense. Other things to go in there, obviously, is your alpha. So if you're going to hit your alpha, you're good on fighting, your energy amplifiers, then go through with your keybind there and hit all your tactical abilities right before, and then fire at will gets hit, and you have a really powerful, really buffed fire at will cycle. So that's really what we're talking about there. Now for actual piloting, piloting does matter. Now, it doesn't mean you fly pretty figure eights, things like that. What it really means is that, in, let's say, ISA, for example, we take out the first tactical cube and the spheres. Now you head to the left side generator. Now, as you take out the transformers and the generators, the cube and the spheres, as the transformers down maybe to 20% health, almost done. You should be facing in the direction of the spheres that have come out of the gateway and the right side. Now all you have to do is hit your evasive maneuver and start going. Because obviously with damage, we want to be firing at things at all times. You never want to be out of range. You never want to be caught out of position. So anticipating where you're going next is a big part of it. That's why a big DOF that I think is really important for a lot of this stuff. This is why you'll actually see people talking about this DOF is so good. The emergency con hologram recharges evasive maneuvers whenever emergency power to engines is activated. So I'm over there. I've evasived from the first set of spheres, or from the first tactical cube and spheres to the left side. Alright? Now we're over there, and we're just sitting pretty, and we're firing. We're hitting all our abilities. It's beautiful. Everything's going nicely. Alright, now it takes a little while. Now I hit emergency power to engines, so it's going to take us a few seconds, obviously, to get all these things down. By the time, usually when this works out perfectly, by the time the transformer is about to go down or is down, emergency power to engines is up. I hit that, and there we go, my evasive. So now I can head over to the right side, firing at the spheres in the gateway as I'm doing it, because you always want to be firing. And then you get over there and you do the same thing. So now you start firing. Buff up all again with everything you have, and you're firing. And then again, as that transformer goes down, you're starting to position back to head back into the gateway and the tactical cube. And when you're there, one of the big things, obviously we're not in the map here, but one of the biggest things is you want to position yourself right with all those spheres that are left, so that the gateway is on your right and the tactical cube is on your left. So now your fire at will is hitting all of those many targets. And this is a good spot to use your refracting Tetron cascade, because it's going to hit the most amount of enemies. Good time to hit your anti-timeline entanglement singularity, because it's going to hit the most amount of enemies. So that's more of what is actually of what we're talking about with piloting. So it's not just, oh, how fast is my ship, how good can I fly in a straight line and then turn left. It's more the anticipation of where you need to be from where you are, how to get there as fast as possible, and also the activation of your captain abilities and your tactical abilities, any of your bridge officer stuff. Alright, so here I'm actually just going to take you through a quick run in ISA I did recently. Show you some of the things that I kind of did well, and some of the things I didn't do so well that I definitely could have improved on. As you see here, we're just at the point where we came in. From here, I'm going to hit some of my early things. I had just put out my pet. Probably going to hit my prototype Blade of Jevanite here, and then enter into Cloak. We'll full impulse in. As we full impulse in, you'll see that I start hitting my keybind and getting all my tactical abilities going. And then, so when I decloak, it's just ready to fire and go. As you see there, I hit Aux to Bat there, both for the trait and the cooldown. And here we are, we're already heading into that side, evasive maneuvering over. We're already facing that way, which was good. One thing you can see here, like right there, I just hit Beta and Tactical Team a few seconds before Fire at Will came up. That's actually one area where I think I really need to improve, is the fact that Tactical Team, or Beta and Chemo were up, and I hit my keybind. Obviously, they're still boosting my beam fire, but if I had waited till my Fire at Will was up so that they were working in conjunction at all times, I think I'd actually be seeing better numbers. So definitely things that I still need to get in better habit of and keep a better eye on. But as you'll see with my positioning here, I'm actually already starting to turn on top of the transformer. As you can see, I like to kind of get on top. My Fire at Will hits everything, and now I'm in a perfect position to evasive maneuvers all the way over. I like to obviously fire at the spheres, but kind of leave them for the end, all grouped up with the second set that are about to come out. Here again, just trying to turn already, trying to be in a decent position, either on top or on the side, anywhere where Fire Will is going to get to all of the different targets. Obviously the generators have to come down, so you have to be in a position where you can fire at all four. As you can see right here, emergency power to engines is up, but I haven't hit it yet. If I actually hit it a little earlier, like right now or a second ago, I probably would have been in a better position here, because now it's dead. Here I am, and now I got there. But just somewhere where I could have gained myself another 2 to 3 seconds of being in a combat zone and ready to go. Here we're looking at a position. You see all these nanite spheres. You see the gateway to my right, not the best camera angle, and then the tactical cube is on my left. This is the best position, I think, here, because obviously your fire at will has an opportunity to hit multiple targets. Your concussive tachyon emission, your anti-timeline entanglement. This is a great spot for all of those. As you'll see, I also took this opportunity right here to hit the console from the prototype, which is a really nice console. It's increasing my damage and my damage resistance. So, this is a big spot here to actually increase DPS. You can actually see the real-time portion on the left. So, as we bring down the gateway, I'm going to start positioning my forward arc onto the cube, since I do have the Nausicaan Energy Torp up front. You can see Aux to Bat bringing down my cooldown reduction on my tactical Berserker abilities. But again, there you can see hitting beta and chemo, just lone. So, still definitely some things to improve on. But I feel like you kind of get the basic idea of what I was talking about in terms of trying to position yourself to get to where you need to go next. So that was our run. I just wanted to show you some of the basic ideas of what we were talking about in terms of positioning yourself to get to where you need to go next. I want to thank Calvin for inspiring me to finally get this video out there. I hope it helps out. If you guys have any questions, just comment below. Thanks.